Dear Christmas. It's really rare that we would see a new animated Christmas film appear on the big screen. Actually, it's really rare that we would see a new animated Christmas anything with the exception of TV shows airing Christmas episodes. Normally, on TV, we always see the same thing on Christmas time, rather if it's the Rankin Bass specials, or Chuck Jones' How the Grinch Stole Christmas, or anything with a Christmas Carol story. But here comes Aardman and Sony bringing us not only something new, but for theaters as well. Does this film share the same Christmas spirit as some of the most beloved holiday films, or is this just your run-of-the-mill Christmas cash-in? Let's find out. The story. At first, the story doesn't sound interesting at all. It's all about trying to give this little girl that one Christmas present that Santa forgot to give during his annual route to give presents to all the kids around the world. You might not care at first, but as the movie progresses, not only does it get more interesting, but also a lot more character development comes out and a lot more emotional aspects as well. Also, even if it doesn't look like one, the humor is very clever and great, like in the other Aardman films. But the most surprising thing about the story that I already mentioned is the emotional aspect. As the movie keeps going, we start to feel more for the characters, for the little girl and how her Christmas morning would be, and even the true meaning of the holiday. Another thing I liked is how they explained the whole concept of Santa and how he works today with the new technology. Even if some of the gizmos don't scientifically make sense, I'd still believe it. If there's one thing that bothers me about the story, it's the subplot of the evil brother that wants to be the next Santa, but the Santa now decides to still work and now the brother is pissed. There's only one other film that uses that exact plot that I can think of, and that's Little Nicky. The story may start out slow, but as time would move on, it just gets better and better. The animation. Like I said before, it's not the Aardman claymation movie that we know and love. Wait till the Pirates for that. That may sound disappointing, but with the help of Sony Pictures Animation, the animation of this film is really beautiful. Stuff like the character animation is really top-notch. I'm surprised seeing it done so well since it's been a while that they both made a computer animated film. Keep in mind, the last films they made in that category were Flushed Away and Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. I also love the texture from the clothing they wear to the wood on the sleigh. I've never seen such great texture in an animated film since Toy Story 3. But what astonishes me the most is the background animation mixed with the scenes where Arthur and Grand Santa are in the sleigh. Seriously, they go to more places around the world than Cars 2 by going to, out of all places, Toronto, an African jungle, the skies, Mexico, and lots more. Also, their depiction of the North Pole is really cool. It's like a winter military mission control room. However, with all this nice animation, I do have some issues with the character design. It just makes the characters look distorted with their small eyes and big round nose. It may work on Santa, but not the rest. Especially the elves. The animators went overboard with their shrunken eyes. There are some that didn't do their job well, but those who do really made it work. The characters. At first they may be deceiving, but once you know the characters more, the more you will appreciate them. And there's no better example than Arthur himself. In the beginning, I hated him. He's like Buddy from Elf, but not funny at all, and way too socially awkward for my taste. But as the movie goes on, I started to like him and ended up rooting for him all the way. Then there's my favorite character, Grand Santa. He's more of the in my days old man, and every time he's on, he always makes me laugh. Then there's Steve, who, to be honest, I never really cared about. He's just a weak villain that just passes as the generic jerk. There is also Bryony, I think that's how you say her name, but sorry if I mispronounce her, who is an elf that joins Arthur and Grand Santa on their adventure, who doesn't give much of an impact to the movie, but doesn't really annoy me that much, so she's fine. But I bet you guys want to know, how is the big man himself, Santa? Or what the film says is his real name, Malcolm. Well, he's great. He really helps put in the emotional aspects of the film to see how he would react to a present that hasn't been delivered. As for the voice actor, Jim Broadbent, well, he's not the best Santa, but I'd pick him if I ever need a British Santa. And then there are the elves, who I just don't like, period. Not only because of their character design, but also because of how much they rip off Prep and Landing. There may not be a lot of characters, but some are just enough to make this movie strong. Not only is it rare to find an animated Christmas film released in theaters these days, but also just a good recent Christmas film might be harder to find. Arthur Christmas is one of those major rarities, with a story that gets better by time, beautiful animation with a design flaw, and some wonderful and memorable characters. I can imagine this would become one of those holiday classics that some TV networks would play year after year during the holiday season. If you need a boost of Christmas spirit, then this film is exactly what you need. And a little tip before going to see this, bring in your iPod, because before the movie would start and during the credits, they play a really crappy Christmas music video of Justin Bieber. I am dead serious. I just consider myself really lucky that I brought mine into the theater. Hey guys, this is AniMat. I know I haven't done a Christmas video lately, and I know that everybody has done one, but I've been a little bit busy lately, so I couldn't find the time to find one. But then I just saw that since my review of Arthur Christmas is coming up, I decided to skip over Happy Feet 2 and put in that one instead so I can put that video on before Christmas. Also, if you want to know what is the song during the beginning and the end of the review, that was Put a Little Love to Your Heart, done by a good friend of mine, James Sullivan, or you may know him more as Hymitude. It's a really great rendition. There's a lot of people who sang into it, not only James, but also Morgan from Vaulting, and me, of course, and lots more. So I recommend you should listen to it, and yeah, so I'm just pretty much here to tell you all, have a very Merry Christmas, have a Happy New Year, and to the rest of you that doesn't really celebrate Christmas, well then, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, or Happy whatever you celebrate during this time. Just Happy Holidays to everyone. And that's pretty much what I want to tell you. So, I hope you enjoyed this review. Again, Happy Holidays, and see you later, dudes!